On the treacherous seas of the One Piece series, few characters command as much respect and intrigue as Shanks, one of the four emperors and a pivotal figure in Monkey D. Luffy's life. Shanks ignited Luffy's dream to journey the Grand Line and become the Pirate King. Shanks is a significant source of inspiration in Luffy's life, but his declaration of intent to pursue the One Piece treasure raises a critical question. Does his reappearance herald a new era of powerful alliance with Luffy, or a threat to his journey? The relationship between Luffy and Shanks begins in Fuchsia Village, Luffy's hometown. As a young boy, Luffy is captivated by Shanks and his carefree, adventurous crew. Shanks saves young Luffy from a monstrous sea king at the cost of his left arm, leaving a lasting impression on Luffy and fueling his desire to become a pirate. Shanks further cements his influence by entrusting Luffy with his treasured straw hat, symbolizing the passing of a dream and the faith Shanks has in Luffy's potential. The straw hat Shanks gave Luffy becomes one of the most iconic symbols in One Piece. It represents Luffy's promise to Shanks and his commitment to his dream of finding the One Piece and becoming the Pirate King. The hat also serves as a connection between generations of pirates, having originally belonged to Gol D. Roger, the former Pirate King, before being passed to Shanks and then to Luffy. Luffy's determination to return the hat to Shanks after becoming the Pirate King symbolizes his desire to honor this legacy and fulfill his promise. The revelation of Shanks' intention to pursue the One Piece treasure casts a long shadow over Luffy's journey to become Pirate King. This development introduces a layer of complexity to the One Piece story, potentially transforming a mentor-protege dynamic into a fierce rivalry. Shanks' defeat of Eustace Kid is a reminder that he is still in the game and won't let his guard down, even for a member of the worst generation. By eliminating a significant contender, Shanks asserts his dominance in the One Piece treasure race while reducing the number of competitors. As the series delves toward its final arc, a Luffy and Shanks encounter seems inevitable. This potential rivalry places Luffy in a position where he must accelerate his growth and strengthen his crew to compete on equal footing. Even with Luffy's new Gear 5 upgrade, there is now a sense of urgency to his quest, compelling him to push his limits and evolve as a leader. Shanks, as a powerful rival and symbol of inspiration, serves as a reminder that Luffy still has more bridges to cross to become the Pirate King. Luffy's goal to become the Pirate King is now intertwined with navigating his complex relationship with Shanks, who also vies for the One Piece treasure. The uncertainty of Shanks' pursuit adds tension to the series' future. Despite the looming rivalry, the encounter between Luffy and Shanks is an opportunity for Luffy's growth and transformation. Confronting Shanks, whether as an ally or a rival, will push Luffy to new heights, testing his resolve, leadership, and ability to inspire his crew amidst unprecedented challenges. However, the world government's oppressive rule and corruption might bring Shanks and Luffy together. Actions like the Buster Call on Ohara, the slavery perpetuated by the Celestial Dragons, and the brutal suppression of dissent have caused widespread suffering. Luffy's fight against oppression is deeply personal, shaped by encounters with those oppressed by the government. Shanks, aware of the world government's tyranny, intervened at Marineford to stop the war, demonstrating his commitment to preventing unnecessary bloodshed. Shanks and Luffy share a fundamental belief in freedom, adventure, and protecting their friends and allies. Shanks' influence on Luffy is evident from the beginning, instilling in him values of courage, loyalty, and the spirit of adventure. These shared ideals make them natural allies in the fight against oppression. An alliance would be strategic and rooted in mutual respect and a shared vision for a better world. However, Shanks' mysterious meeting with the Five Elders adds intrigue to the series' narrative. Whether their encounter will be marked by conflict, alliance, or both remains uncertain. Shanks' true motives for seeking the One Piece are unknown, leaving room for both rivalry and collaboration. One thing is certain: the bond between Luffy and Shanks will be tested like never before as they both seek the ultimate treasure. The bond between Luffy and Shanks is central to One Piece, symbolizing a shared dream and potential rivalry. As the series climaxes, their dynamic will be key to Luffy's journey to becoming the Pirate King. Enjoyed this analysis? Like and subscribe for more One Piece content and hit the bell icon for updates on our latest videos.